third tutorial on Starforge Beta 0.8. Today I'm going to be looking at your stack limits and different kinds of ore that you can get, how to identify it, and maybe a quick look at some of their uses. Okay, I know this causes a lot of confusion for new players when you first start up the game and you start collecting things and creating things. You're not aware of the limits for what you can carry. So the thing with Starforge at the moment is if you craft something or collect something beyond your capacity to carry it, it won't actually show you that you have breached your capacity. It will just keep collecting and collecting and collecting, and whatever you're gathering will just sort of disappear, or whatever you're crafting will just disappear. So just a quick look at your stack limits. For your ammo here, you can see 1000 is your limit. If you can create more ammo beyond that, but it will just disappear. 1000 for any of your ammo types. It doesn't really matter what your capacities are for armor and stuff, because if you're collecting heaps of that, I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay, the next thing, building materials. With your blocks, your crafted blocks, 300 is your limit. You can't go over 300 for any of those stacks. You can see there it's the case for full blocks, ramps, stairs. 300 is your capacity. Not sure about injections, but I think you'll be using them before you get to any sort of capacity with those. With your resources, your limit is actually 500. You can see there 500 maximum for any of your raw resources and your crafted resources. So that includes your ore and your ingots. 500, 500, 500. So anything under that resources tab there, 500 is your limit. Anything you craft, 300 is your limit. And for ammo, 1000 is your limit. I think that's the relevant things. I'm not too sure about some of these throwable grenades, stuff like that, but by the time you get to that sort of level, you're used to limits and you can suss it out for yourself. Okay, I'll just show you what happens if you craft beyond your limits. So we go, oh, one more, or 10 more bullets. So we've got 1000 there. I'll forge just one, which should give me 10 more bullets. So it'll take the resources, but you'll see there's nothing here. It's just disappeared. So I've just basically wasted one iron ore, one ore, and one sulfur. It's gone. It's floated off into nothingness. You see the same thing happens if I craft an extra block. I've used up the resource, but I've not gained anything in my inventory. Yeah, so you get the point. Now, the thing is, with your ingots, you're collecting those from your smelters. So what happens if I try and grab it? I don't like when it does that. But you're already full. Well, I'll show you. Why does it keep doing that? Quick E. Open. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's try that again. Close the smelter. Open the smelter. Yes! Okay, so we've got a graphene block sitting in there, and as you can see, I'm at my full capacity. If I try and drag it over, it just won't let me. So that's good. At least that won't disappear. It'll just sit in your smelter until you've got space to put it into your inventory. Okay, so that's it for stack limits. I'll start showing you some of the ores, common, uncommon. I'll go right from the basics, just in case somebody's putting this on before they've even really played the game. Okay, first off we've got iron ore, pretty basic. It's one of your main materials in the game. You should already know about this, especially if you watched the previous tutorials, but there you go. It's relatively easy to mine. So obviously it's better if you've got this titanium drill rather than the ground pounder. It's used for a lot of stuff. Iron ingots, steel ingots, you'll mix it up and yeah, basically anything. Metal virtually, certainly the lower end metal stuff. You'll be mining lots and lots of iron as you go through the game. Next up is oil, this black stuff. Once again, pretty basic, pretty easy to mine as well. Very quick with both ground pounder and titanium drill. Nothing too new about that. That's used once again for lots of things. Bullets, vehicles, all sorts of stuff. Very, very common. Okay, this one here is Voltronic ore. I sort of remember that. It's sort of like a, I guess I consider an electric kind of blue, so electric, Voltronic, and it's probably a good name for it because you use it for a lot of the electrical type things, lights, that sort of thing. As you notice, the ground pounder cannot harvest it. You need to get that titanium drill before you can get it, and that of course makes it just a little bit slower to harvest, but it's not too bad. Pretty easy to collect a lot of that. Okay, right here we have Obsidian ore. It's pretty easy to mine. Your ground pounder can do the job. Not sure exactly why Obsidian is this red and black. I guess I'm sort of used to the Minecraft Obsidian, which is jet black. But I don't know, maybe that's how to remember it. Jet black with lava nearby. I'm not sure exactly what it's used for. None of them, your more basic blueprints require it. Just have an explorer. I've collected a bunch of it just in case I ever need it. But it's easy to collect, so it's worth just chucking a bit in your kit bag, and then it'll be there when you need it. Okay, right here we have Garrison ore. Gold, Garrison, that's how I remember. I got so confused early on, I had to give myself these little tricks to remember which one was which. Now this is tough stuff. The ground pounder is no good for collecting it. You do need your titanium drill, and it's quite slow to collect. It's also quite slow to process, but it is extremely valuable. You need that for your graphene ingots and other things. So down here, monolithium uses Garrison ore. There's the obsidian powder. That's where it comes in handy, making antimatter. Cool. Yeah, Garrison ore, very important. It's used for a lot of different blueprints, things that are very attractive. Look, you got graphene ingots there just to get your hover ships, so your vehicles. Pretty sure it's in a lot of the higher class stuff that you want. There we are. Look at your minigun turret needs a lot, so obviously your turrets are going to be using that. Graphene blocks are extremely dense, so it's a great sort of defensive material as well. So yeah, you want a lot of graphene. It's just slow to process on every level, but well worth the collection. So gold, Garrison ore. Okay, another extremely important ore. This is titanium ore. You can collect it with the ground pounder, so that takes a lot longer, but you need it if you're going to get yourself that titanium drill. It's used in so many recipes, it's ridiculous. You want higher armor, you're going to need some of that. If you want the spec op armor and other things, it's great for blocks as well. Yeah, it's in so many recipes, it's not even worth counting how many. So get used to mining a lot of that. You see that sort of flex to it. It reminds me of that rock, the swirly rock, but instead of swirls, it's got flex to it. So I'm not sure. I'm just so used to looking for it now, I don't need any tricks to remember it, but you see it there. Titanium ore, well worth securing that as soon as you can. If you're on multiplayer, definitely, but learning where it is on single player is so important to advancing your gameplay. Okay, here's a Saltex ore. It just plain looks like no rock salt. It's got a nice salty texture to it. It shouldn't be hard to work that out once you find it. Obviously the ground pounder is no good. You got to get your titanium drill for this one as well. And that is used for some of those trickier, more complex blueprints like the antimatter and those sort of things. Where are we? Okay, we've got Saltex powder. Obviously you're going to need a refinery for that. It doesn't get processed in the smelter. But it doesn't use a lot, but it's obviously a key component for some very important items that you're going to be trying to build towards later on. So yeah, Saltex, important to get, but you need the titanium drill for. Okay, just a couple of quick pointers before I show you the most elusive deposit of all. At the moment, the way with the game, once you get a little bit of distance away from your beacon, you're going to find that there are no ores to find. Everything's just dirt and stone and sand. The ore deposits only occur sort of in a radius from your beacon point, so there's no point going further and further and further searching for stuff. It just will not be there. Another thing is you'll often find that the rarer ores are further away from the beacon and often in clusters, so you could defend sort of a section of ores if you find a good collection, especially if you found titanium and Garrison close together. That would be a brilliant spot to set up your camp, base or whatever and defend, because those resources you will be mining and mining and mining. Okay, here's one of the rarest ores. This is called Chrystalis ore, and it's crystal, Chrystalis, crystal ore. So it looks a little bit like Saltex, but it's got that little purple shimmer to it. And as you can see, the titanium drill is not good enough for this ore. You're going to need something even better than titanium drill, which means this is really further deeper into the game stuff, because to get a blueprint for a better drill you're going to be basically doing ship runs, and a lot of them it's quite rare to pick up, and then you're going to have to craft it with all the rare materials, and then you're going to have to get in here and get to the Chrystalis ore. So that's deeper game stuff. And here's the last one, another deep game item. This is your dark matter shale. So obviously that's going to be important for dark matter. I assume this is where you get your dark powder from. In my experience, it's often more remote from other things. In most of the maps I've played anyway, I don't think it's something you'd want to camp next to. I think it's more of a smash and grab operation when you've actually got a drill that is capable of harvesting it. As you can see, my titanium drill is just not up to the job. Okay, well, that's all the ores that I know about. If I've missed any, let me know. As you can see how remote I am here, but there's a bit closer down here and a bit over there. But if you have any questions, or like I said, if I missed anything out, let me know in the comments and I can amend or do an extra little notation. Thanks for watching.